ladies and gents, Romie Reviews here. Please like, comment, subscribe. This is my review for Real Housewives of Potomac Season 3, Episode 16. And the episode starts off with Monique talking to Giselle, well, finishing up their conversation. Now, Giselle is just trying to bring on the point of, look, I understand that Charisse did X, Y, and Z. I really don't care about that right now because Giselle's real friend is Charisse. So that's why she's, sweeping that under the rug for now. She just wants Monique to acknowledge her part in all this. Monique said, I shouldn't have played into it. So Monique is acknowledging that she did play into it, that she was a part of it. But she's not saying it in the way that Giselle wants her to say it. So Giselle doesn't feel like she's taking full ownership. What matters most is they acknowledge that they don't have to be really friends or the best of friends. They just have to be cool enough to be around each other and to be able to actually have some fun. And that's what they agree on. So they left on a high enough note, and Chris was calling, so Monique obviously wanted to answer the phone. Giselle left. There was some, a comedic moment where Giselle didn't know how to get back into the hotel. But aside from that, now Monique's talking to Chris. Her and Chris had a conversation, and they're good again. And because even Giselle kind of says, is everything cool with him? He's like, yeah, we cleared all of that up. But it's nice to see someone have a good relationship on this show, because that doesn't happen too often. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. Now they're on their way, a 2-hour ride, and I'm thinking, oh Lord, all of them together in a 2-hour ride, some foolishness is going to occur. They go to the wine vineyard, and they're going to essentially do some really expensive taste testing. The guy is talking, and at one point, was it Monique or Ashley that said something about, oh, I want to, how do you say getting drunk or being wasted? And he said, that's not appropriate. That's not classy. I said, we're not classy. Don't let the money fool you. And it was cool. He took the wine straight out of the barrel. I said, no, isn't this some fancy That's how you do it. If you're going to do it right. Now they get to the moment where Karen she's just trying to be nice. They have a food arrangement going on. Everyone is drinking, eating, and Karen said, you know what? I'll go and feed you. No, I'll go and serve you. And she's talking about how, because this is how you keep a marriage for all these years. And Giselle said something to the effect of, well, what about you keeping the marriage? How are you keeping the marriage when you can't even keep your ring on? Thinking it's not that serious. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. Who really cares? You know who really cares? Monique and Charisse. That whole thing was weird. It was weird. We get it. Charisse felt a certain way because she felt like, oh, to try and cover yourself, you went and threw me under the bus. Monique said, I didn't throw you under the bus. You did what you did. You said what you said. And to make matters worse, she didn't say this to her, but she said in the confessional, now we had a full-blown conversation. Maybe you forgot it. Maybe you forgot it for certain reasons. But we had a conversation. This was your plan, at least initially. Just because you decided later on that, no, you didn't really want to be a part of the shenanigans, and at another point, I also dropped out being a part of the shenanigans, didn't mean that you didn't have this little devious, and I can believe it. I can 150% believe it. Candace is talking to Karen, and it's weird. It's weird because Candace wants to have a grown conversation with some of the other ladies. I feel like Giselle kind of realized what was going on and she dipped out of there. She's not slick. So now it was just weird. It was just very weird because I was looking at the faces that Robin and Ashley were making, and it made me feel like, okay, they were eavesdropping on the conversation that Karen and Candace were having, and really didn't want to have any parts of it. Candace said that she wanted to have a quick... Well, Karen introduced the topic that Candace wanted to discuss. And yet, the other two ladies, as in Robin and Ashley, decided, wait, but the lighting's so perfect. The lighting's so perfect. And it was rude. I don't care what anyone says. It was rude. Unless they're going to say later on that no, we really didn't know that she wanted to talk to us, or we truly didn't realize that she wanted to have this serious conversation. I'm going to chalk it up as them not really caring too much about what she had to say because they didn't take it too seriously. It's like, oh, okay, here she goes. Let's see what she's got this time. And the argument starts. And this is where I said, okay, Candace, I respect the fact that you really want to make sure that you stick up for yourself. I really do, especially with this group. I have no issues with that. My only concern is that you're going extremely left. And this is what Monique was having an issue with when she started to have her little qualms with the other ladies. I was about to say, what is that? Other ladies on this show. There's this, because you want your point to come across. You want to get your point across, and you're not effectively doing that. Part of that is because of them, but the other part is you. And I know you realize that, so you don't need a lesson in this. I just wanted to go and say that that's what it is, because she starts crying because Giselle comes up, and she just feels like, not Giselle, Candace feels like she's trying to go and open herself up to the other ladies, but they're not being receptive to it. And she just feels like Giselle is the one spearheading this, and she doesn't understand what she may have against her. And Giselle said, contrary to what you actually believe, I actually say I like you better than I like some of the other new people that I met recently, which is true. Giselle has always maintained that, even when she was having issues with Candace, and when I say issues, I mean arguments. At the very least, she still seemed to get over it sooner than, let's say, with a Monique or so. So there's that opportunity for them. The problem is that Candace, they aren't taking her seriously. So it is a form of disrespect. That is disrespectful to not take someone seriously. So I completely get it. So Candace is over it, and now this argument breaks out, and there's no reason to regurgitate the argument. The important thing about it is that they're getting loud, they're at this venue, and it's not necessary. It's not necessary, so the ladies come to stop it, and we're gonna leave. Oh gosh. Ashley started off being petty in the car, and then it transpired to an actual argument with Karen. Things took a sharp left because Ashley kept taking digs at Karen's business and saying, well, is it Ray? Is it Ray's business? Is it Karen's business? And then it's like, with a marriage, are you getting a divorce? Is he leaving you and going to Florida? Karen said, I talked to Ray. Just to clarify what he said to Michael, who in turn said it to you. Ray does not want to leave. What Ray wants is he wants to go to Florida. Obviously, I would go with him, but I'm not staying there. And I'm thinking, this is just some petty dumb stuff. Here's the real truth, because then things got out of turn. Karen was talking about how, Ashley, needs to focus on her marriage and, just making it past whatever and focusing on her husband and all of this stuff. Ashley said that Karen needs to stop lying and Karen is fake. It's the same old general qualms, but they were just going farther into the delves of not liking each other. It was weird. It was really weird. First off, when Ashley said that whole thing about the broke version of Tina Knowles, like, oh, no one cares about your life, Karen. Oh, you may be a broke version of Tina Knowles, but you're acting like Beyonce. I'm thinking, first off, Ashley, I understand what you were saying in general, but don't never say something that can even slightly sound like disrespect to the queen, Miss Tina Knowles. That's what we're not doing today. That's what we're not doing today. I understand it wasn't a dig to her, but I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Why do you care so much? Dang. When Karen said, look, your husband, not only did he kick you out of his house, then he moved your mother out of her home that he was financing and put the two of you down the street in a sweatbox. I said, okay. This is getting bad. Ladies, stop. Oh, Lord, this is so dumb. This is so dumb. After that, the argument stopped for a while. Karen talks about how how Michael is unhappy, how Michael's always crying around Ashley because she makes him miserable. I said, oh my God. And saying her institution is cemented. It's not going anywhere. You go and try and build on that foundation you have over there. See what happens. And Karen's right about Ashley as well with the whole thing of you go and become friends with people, you gain information on them, then you decide to go and spin it with some fake news nonsense and spew it out to the world as if it's fact. That is true. That is very, very true. And that's why Monique and Charisse didn't say a darn thing, because they know it's the truth. And this is when, ding, 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 this is when Candace goes off. Because Candace was tired of it, and Candace was over it, and Candace felt like, hold up. So Ashley, you get to go and run your mouth. You went and became Karen's friend. Now you're going and throwing everything in her face. She has a lot going on. Imagine if you had all that stuff going on and still had to go and keep it together, and you keep poking because you want to see that reaction. That's all you care about. You don't actually care about anything called the truth. You just care about the reaction. You just need to stop. You need to chill off. You need to back off and go and focus on your own life. You are a mess. That's what she's really saying. You are a mess, and you can be mean-spirited. Ashley was trying to figure out why Candace was interjecting. It's because, Ashley, you were doing too much. And I'm glad someone did, because it's just like, when is enough? And that's when Candace said, you know what, Ashley, you can suck a D. You can suck a D. And that's when Monique cut the tension by saying, so a white one, a brown, I said, we just can't have nice things. That's what it is with this group. We just can't have nice things. Now, Ashley's talking to Chris back at the hotel room. I said, that hotel room's nice. Candace, that hotel room is nice. You were bugging before. Oh, the view. The view? Who cares about the view when the hotel room looks like that? But she's calling Chris, and Chris grounds her a little bit back onto reality, to the earthly plane, where she acknowledges that she actually had a great advice and a great moment with Charisse and Karen. And I understand, because Candace is, one of the youngest in the group, if not the youngest, and she thought that she was going to relate more to some of the younger ladies. And as it turns out, the people who are more open to her where she is at this moment and willing to give her a certain amount of time and attention that she really was hoping to get from a group like this are some of the veterans. And so Chris is telling her, essentially, go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. That's the biggest thing with her. She wants to be where she's barely tolerated, instead of going and just hanging out where she's going to be celebrated. So next day is a yacht party, and everyone's on the boat. They're in better spirits. This is non-negotiable. Everyone had to come, and it's fine. Clear, concise. This is what it is. This is what we're doing. Cool. I like that at least Ashley and Candace had a moment on the boat to talk. Monique was there, and Ashley just felt like, hey, I just felt like you came out of me out of nowhere when I wasn't doing anything directly to you at all. And she said, yes, that's true. So I apologize for, no, so my delivery is crazy, and I just want people to get to know me. But part of getting to know me is know the fact that I'm not going to put up with that mess. What was going on yesterday was not okay, and I feel it goes wrong. And everyone in this group stands up for themselves, and sometimes it's to the point where they look like they look irate, or it just seems like it's coming out of nowhere. It's rude. It's more so confrontational than having any type of resolve. But I'm not going to be the one that sits here and just takes it, whether it's a small little dig or a big little dig, and let everyone else do what they want. That's one thing that's not going to happen. And I appreciate that she said that. And Ashley was like, okay, cool. All right, cool. Know how to handle you. That's all it takes sometimes. Giselle is still doing the thing about the ring thing. And we finally see that, no, Giselle's putting 20 on 10. Karen didn't have her ring on in the car. Karen pretty much has had her ring locked up ever since she got to France. And that's the thing. And she's mainly concerned about, you never know. Someone could come right off the street, bloop, pluck it, and go running. Remember, she was mugged years ago. And I completely get it. I get it. Giselle tries to make this point of there's more violence back where we are at home than it is there. No, there's violence everywhere. It could happen at any moment. You know, France doesn't have the best economy. So, we can go on and on. But that statement was silly. That was silly, and we're doing too much. But everyone had a nice moment on the trip. I'm on the boat. Next thing we know, we're going to the actual, like, herb market, where I guess you can go and get the type of herbs that you'd want to mix in with essential oils or even cook with. And half the group didn't really want to do that, so half the group just went walking. That's all. Again, it's one of those things where now that half and half are separated, people are treating each other differently. So even Karen and Ashley are talking and just saying how, sometimes we just do too much, and we take low blows. I'm thinking, as long as you're also talking about yourself in relation to that, we're cool. We are cool. We are cool. As long as you're also talking about yourself in that statement. The other ladies get there. They take pictures. Again, it's nice. The trip is almost over, so there's that much more to talk about. But Karen, and probably with some help from Charisse, also planned this like burlesque 50s flappers type of theme. And it was nice. It was nice. The hotel staff also assisted with that and picked the outfits for the ladies. Giselle had to talk to one of her daughters because she was having a really rough time in school that day. Probably like bullying and just mean girl stuff. Because that's really, unfortunately, it's just certain things never change. And Giselle's not there to be there, just to comfort her. And I felt bad, and I thought it was interesting when Giselle was just like, oh yeah, no, it's fine. And I'm like, Giselle really isn't that type of person to let people in. Ashley, when she was walking in her outfit, I thought it was a prostitute. I sure did. I sure did. Now everyone's there. Everyone's taking pictures. And it's nice. The ladies can just go and relax. Namaste.
When she tries to express herself,
Karen, again, wanted to go and talk on Candace's behalf, which was nice. And she essentially said, look, Candace was trying to express herself. She didn't feel respected, and so the way how she responded, it wasn't effective for what she was really trying to do. But I feel like here's the time for her to just be able to talk. And so Candace was able to say what was on her mind, and she said she knows her delivery can be horrible and non-conducive to her ultimate goal. She just feels like sometimes, like everyone individually is okay. But when Giselle and Robin and someone else are together, then she doesn't feel like she gets the same type of consideration for just minor stuff. It's not about it being about her. It's just about some general common courtesy. And of course, Giselle and Robin talk about, oh, no, that's my friend. No, that's my friend. No, that's my friend. Of course, I expect that. It's no problem. But everyone's able to work things out for the most part. And then we get back to Charisse. And Charisse just puts it out there that, look, at the time, I was upset. And the reality is, Giselle, you and I are friends when it's convenient. I said, that is the truest. That's a fact. That's a fact. The fact that Giselle did not. I said, Giselle, you have a couple of friendships within that group that's just like that when it's convenient. When it's convenient. Because I'm telling you right now, you're not doing the stuff that you're doing to Karen to other people. And I'm sure that's a fact. And if you are, then you need to go and really ask them what do they think about you and their friendships. Because there's no way that people can really just be okay with all of that. And you're just going to have to accept it. You're just going to have to accept it. You're friends with conditions. Now, I don't want that type of friendship. But some people do. And the trip closes out with a little burlesque show. And then Robin and Ashley are having a moment. They're doing their own dance. And then they're reenacting the Robin versus Monique fight. And they even have the umbrella. And it was in jest. And Robin and Monique both apologize to each other and say, hey, sorry for how that transpired. Monique said, look, I'm sorry that I even got to that point. Like, that's not something that I'm about. And Robin talked about how, we didn't get the chance to sit down and talk. Said Robin, she wanted to sit down and talk with you, but you didn't want to do that at that time. Okay. All right. I know this isn't helping anything. And Candace sang in French. And of course, Candace actually has a good voice. Their France trip actually looked nice. We actually got to see France. So shout out to them. Shout out to them. Monique, I guess, trip accomplished, and we'll see what happens next week. I'm ready for this to be over. I am. Please like, comment, subscribe. And look at my reviews for... I'm tired. I'm so tired from this weekend. From my music video reactions and music reactions. I'd appreciate it. Oh,